Welcome to Spin, where we take local stories and see how they apply on a larger scale. Today we see that the Associated Press recently ran a story about how Hawaii had a very good year, economically speaking, as opposed to recent years. 2011 did pretty good, and we see in the Honolulu Star that professors at other schools are saying that next year will indeed continue to grow. So first we're going to go speak to Professor David Preece, and after him we'll have an interview with Professor Beth Haynes. What experience do you have with tourism and such in Hawaii?
Well,
business management in Hawaii.
Prior to my experience here at BYU, I started in the fall of 2010. I've been in the work industry. I've been working in industry for almost 30 years, primarily in two areas. The first half of my career was in consumer goods, marketing, brand management, strategy, those kinds of things, working for a variety of consumer products companies, mostly food products. And then in 1995, we moved here to Hawaii, and I came to work as the Vice President of Marketing and Sales for the Polynesian Cultural Center.
How big of a factor is tourism on Hawaii's economy?
It's very important. As I said, from a GDP standpoint, it's I think about 19%, something like that, almost 20. And it's about a third of the jobs. Most people calculate about a third of the jobs in Hawaii are related directly or indirectly to tourism.
We're here with Dr. Haynes, Professor of Economics here at BYU Hawaii. Is economic growth always a good thing?
True economic growth is considered a good thing. It's one of the things economies or people want to see in their economy. When economic growth occurs too rapidly, or if it is due to an appearance of growth because of inflated prices rather than actual increases in output and production capacity, then it's very difficult to sustain and there can be major adjustments.
Is Hawaii's economy in a good state? Yes, no, and why or why not?
Well, through the financial crisis, the recession, and the slow recovery we've had thus far, Hawaii's fared better than the national average. Although I don't think most people would say Hawaii is in a real strong situation right now economically. Unemployment rates are higher than we'd like. Economic growth rates are more sluggish than we'd like. I didn't bring this statistic up, but you're saying Brother Preece said it was 20 to 21% was tourism. Well, here, military, 18%.
Wow.
Yeah,
so military's right up there,
so when
too.
I said it's number 2, I meant it's a big factor. So you add those two together, and you're talking about over 40% or about 40% of Hawaii's economy.
Yeah.
So when I said we need greater diversification,
it's because only
that's
two
a
things
huge
make up a large
issue
point.
when you're relying on 2 industries for 40%. Thank goodness military spending was steady. The other one is just home ownership rates. And Hawaii has one of the lowest home ownership rates of any of the states. I mean, I gave it just a 2-second glance before I walked over here, and it looked like maybe one state had lower home ownership rates. So I think that also protected Hawaii a little bit
from the housing market.
Housing issues. Even though there's still plenty of households underwater in their homes and foreclosing, and there's a lot of problems here, I don't think it was quite the extent it was in some of the other places because of the lower home ownership rates.